welcome to today's video. This is really just a huge advertisement for my third book coming out, which is titled King of Death and Daggers. Here's the book cover. If you have not read the first two books, I highly recommend go reading those before this one comes out on May 24th of this year. I am super proud of this book. Let's just say this is probably one of my best books. Of course, I've only written 3 right as of now, so I'll probably come out with better stuff later as I practice and learn. But so yeah, today I'm going to reveal the chapter titles for King of Death and Daggers, because as I'm sure I've mentioned before, I was an idiot when I wrote Princess of Lightning and Prophecy, which is the first book in the series, and I came up with chapter titles, and so I have to do that for the rest of the books in this series. Don't get me wrong, chapter titles are a nice touch, and I provide a personalized for each book image for these chapter titles. They've just become a pain in my ass now. I'm not gonna lie, like it is hard to come up with chapter titles when I don't know what I should title this, especially with book 3 having a few shorter chapters. It's hard. Anyways, so King of Death and Daggers has a prologue, the usual prologue, and epilogue, plus 31 chapters for the main story. But as another quick little aside before we begin here, I'm doing my final read through. I'm in chapter 18 right now for my final read through, just to make sure there's no errors or anything of the like. But as of this point, there's 135,541 words in this book. That's a lot. Like, I'm pretty sure Prince of Love and Roses was like 120 something thousand words. Like, how? This book is long. Yeah, let's just get into this. I'm gonna put 0 explanations, and anyone who's read my books can come up with their own theories. Even if you haven't read the books, you can come up with your own theories. Though, not knowing the world I made might prove difficult. Anyways, let's get started here, because I got a lot to get through. Prologue. It's titled Chains. Chapter 1 is Ruby. Chapter 2 is Selbonite. Chapter 3, The Failed Royal Healer. Chapter 4, The True Torture Begins. Chapter 5, Orchid. Chapter 6, Conflict. Chapter 7, Jago. Chapter 8, Irina. Chapter 9, Chimera's Flavius. Chapter 10, No Time for Mourning. Chapter 11, The Change. Chapter 12, Giles and Giselle. Chapter 13, Time is Up, Jupiter. Chapter 14, The Letter. Chapter 15, Training Begins. Chapter 16, Some Fates May Never Change. Chapter 17, Stronger Than She Ever Thought. Chapter 18, Alchemy. Chapter 19, Memories Returned. Chapter 20, Benny. Chapter 21, Capture. Chapter 22, Walls Broken. Chapter 23, Beginning of the End. Chapter 24, Larisse. Chapter 25, The Rescue. Chapter 26, The Distraction. Chapter 27, Zizal. Chapter 28, The Runic Stone. Chapter 29, Free at Long Last. Chapter 30, The Ilarian Gift. Chapter 31, Orion. And then we have the epilogue, which is titled The Shadow Mage. And that's it. That's all you're getting. Because frankly, if you get any more, I will spoil a lot of the book. A lot of it. Anyways, yeah, those are the chapter titles for King of Death and Daggers. And boy, I am so excited to release this book on May 24th. And if this piques any sort of excitement for you, you can go buy my other 2 books and pre-order the ebook. I'm working on trying to get some sort of release, pre-release. No, not pre-release. Scheduled release, I think is what they're calling it on Kindle Direct Publishing. Amazon has done this scheduled release thing for paperbacks, and I think also hardbacks. So, and this is a new thing. They didn't have this last year. So I don't know if you'll be able to pre-order them, but you will be able to order them on physical copies on the 24th of May. I will make sure of it. And if you've read my other 2 books and you haven't done so yet and pre-ordered my 3rd, what are you doing with your life? Have I not piqued your interest? Though I will say, fair warning to anyone who's sensitive on the topic of physical abuse, and kind of just psychological stuff. There's a lot of torture. There's 4. Maybe 5. I think. Torture scenes. 2 of them. No. 3 of them are physical. And the rest of them are all psychological. And it's just for one character, but just as this little aside, that those are things that are in the book. And more sensitive viewers may need to either take frequent breaks or just not read it at all. It's fine. I write darker stuff because, well, I'm a decently dark person. And if you're not into that, that's fine. You don't need to read my books. I'm just trying to sell them. I'm gonna be 100% transparent about that. Anyways, yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, you can give this video a like. If you want to see more content from me, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Don't forget to check the description for the links to my books, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye!